Breaking news for the Cardano ecosystem. We've got key members from IOG in attendance at the recent inauguration for the incoming president, or now the sitting president, which is Donald Trump. Now, in addition to that, we've got teasers as it pertains to the brand new stablecoin USDA. We've got the upcoming Doom on Hydra tournament taking place in Las Vegas. I'll be there in person, providing you guys with live stream coverage. And then, of course, we've got additional news about new token launches, including the Palmyra token. So as a part of today's video, we're taking a look at Bitcoin, the macro markets, and the thriving Cardano ecosystem. What's up, Ida Gang? Welcome to Dapp Central, your home for everything blockchain and crypto. My name's Fareed. As a part of today's video, we've got quite the list of updates here, starting off with Bitcoin and then diving deeper into Cardano. If you've missed it, Charles Hoskinson at the World of Concrete convention taking place in Vegas right before the Doom on Hydra tournament, where we're going to see $100,000 paid out in USDM, the fiat-backed stablecoin launching here on Cardano, to the winners of that particular event. In addition, we've got Charles's Chief of Staff, JJ Seiler, and a few other members from IOG in attendance at the recent inauguration, there to really begin to shake hands, meet people, but then have key and critical conversations as to how they can also be integrated, right, in some of these crypto conversations, as Trump has promised to basically be pro-crypto moving forward. In addition to that, we'll quickly take a look at his Trump token and his MELANIA token to see exactly how they're doing. And of course, we're going to dive into upcoming token launches here, as well as just briefly covering the Bitcoin or the macro ecosystems. If you appreciate content just like this, I would appreciate you if you could smash that thumbs up. If it's your first time stopping by and you want more of this, consider subscribing to the channel. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, or if you just disagree with what I'm putting out here in terms of information, feel free to leave a comment down below. Now, if you aren't aware, and if you want to take your support a step further for the channel, I am a stake pool operator for the Dapp Central stake pools, both of them sharing the ticker DAPP. I always appreciate your consideration to delegate. And of course, thank you for all of your continued support. Without any further ado, let's jump right on in here. Starting off with Bitcoin in the macro markets, we've got breaking news. We've got the CEO of BOA, or Bank of America, one of the largest banking institutions here within the USA, stating that the financial industry, or TradFi, is ready to adopt crypto payments if regulators give them the green light. So jumping over to the official article here, which was published on CNBC, it states that the CEO, Brian Moynihan, said that the US banking industry will embrace cryptocurrency for payments if regulators allow it. Now, this is going to tie directly into the next piece that I've got here, so try to stay with me. In addition, he mentions if the rules come in and they can make this a real thing that you can actually do business with, of course, he's referring to Bitcoin and crypto, you'll find that the banking system will come in hard on the transaction side of things. So again, liquidity is there. They're just waiting for regulatory clarity before they jump in. Now, if you've missed it, the SEC's chair, Gary Gensler, is officially gone. And so there's now a new gentleman who stepped in. We're going to break that down here in just a moment. But I want to also highlight the fact that the SEC has now launched their own crypto task force led by Hester Peirce. Now, Hester Peirce has been very vocal in support of Bitcoin and digital assets. So as we jump into the story here, it states that the US financial watchdog announced on January 21st a task force aimed at developing a regulatory framework for digital assets, or cryptocurrency. Now, this is a pretty brief article, so I'm going to try to quickly run through this here. But the SEC is now taking its first step towards crypto regulatory clarity following the recent release of Chair Gary Gensler. Of course, again, his last day was right on Inauguration Day. And now that he's gone, there's sort of a new outlook or sense of fresh air given his departure. Now, the task force will be led by Commissioner Hester Peirce, dubbed the crypto mom for her pro-crypto stance when it comes to regulation. And the task force was announced by Commissioner Mark Uyeda, who's serving as the acting SEC chairman until the US Senate confirms the nomination of former SEC Commissioner Paul Atkins to serve the remainder of the term from Gary Gensler. Now, the task force will focus on drawing clear regulatory lines, providing realistic paths for registration, and crafting sensible disclosure frameworks, all while employing enforcement resources judiciously. So basically, everything that Gary was not trying to do. He didn't give us any clarity. He didn't give us any frameworks. And it looks like now people realize how important this is. So with this new task force coming in, right, could this be what we need in order to make big banks like BOA finally feel comfortable about jumping into crypto? It appears like that definitely could be the case. Moving right along, we've got the fact that the state of Utah has now introduced a bill that will give the state the authority to invest in digital assets. And there's one piece that I want to really highlight. So it states here in the general description that this bill creates the authority of the state treasurer to invest public funds in digital assets, aka Bitcoin and altcoins. Now it states here that this creates a regulatory requirement for stablecoin investments, meaning USDT, USDC, RLUSD, big stablecoins will be adopted and included in this treasury. But then at the very bottom here, it mentions that this authorizes the state treasurer to engage in staking and lending of digital assets under specified conditions. So what does that mean? That means that you'll have states coming in and participating in DeFi, staking their tokens on a particular blockchain, for example, like to a stake pool on Cardano, right? So this is what we want to see, not just them sitting on stable coins, but them actually jumping into staking and then also actually lending and borrowing and earning stable yields, showing the greater ecosystem and TradFi that there are opportunities here. But of course, we need the right platforms to be ready for the mass influx of attention and the mass influx of liquidity that these massive states and banking entities or corporate entities currently hold. Now let's talk a little bit more about Trump's token. If you've missed it, this launched on January 17th, stealth launch in the middle of the night. We saw it pump up and basically go from around a dollar, even less than $1, all the way up to $75. It tanked really hard during his inauguration, dumping over 57%. And then we had the launch of MELANIA about 48 hours after the launch of Trump, which that also did pretty big numbers, going from about $1 all the way to $13. And that has now corrected somewhere around 70%. Now it's crazy. And what I want to just quickly highlight here is a funny tweet, right? Stating that this is basically Gary Gensler watching Donald Trump launch his own meme coin just literally hours after he left the SEC, or basically his term ended, right, on January 20th. So this gave me a great laugh there. Again, you could imagine, right, Gary living to try to take crypto out. You've got Trump coming in, launching his own meme coin, and Gary is as powerless as he can be. So that'll do it there for the macro updates. Hopefully you guys found that to be as enjoyable as I did. As always, if you appreciate this type of content, please smash that thumbs up. I really do appreciate it. If it's your first time stopping by and you want more, consider subscribing to the channel. And last but not least, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please leave those down below. Now let's dive into what you guys are really here for, which is Cardano-based updates. So first and foremost, we've got head honcho Charles Hoskinson, IOHK, currently in the World of Concrete, or at the World of Concrete conference taking place in Las Vegas. Now, if you aren't aware, there's the Doom on Hydra tournament, which will be taking place on Friday, where we've got Trim Brusette, who's the project lead developing Hydra. And basically, he's going to be there leading, or at least coordinating, the finale, where there's $100,000 worth of USDM up for grabs in a prize pool for those top performers. Now, a lot of people were wondering, well, Charles, if you're here in Vegas, why aren't you there in the inauguration, or why weren't you there at the inauguration? Because again, that was extremely important. Well, Charles has thought about that, and he's actually sent a couple of his closest key members, including JJ Seiler, his chief of staff, right there in the middle, to attend the inauguration. So he's basically breaking down the fact that he did have eyes and ears on the ground at the recent inauguration event. Now, Charles mentions the fact that it's basically better for these guys to be out there representing him, shaking hands, meeting people, as opposed to him being there personally, only to potentially get 30 seconds, if that, of FaceTime with the actual sitting president. So here we've got JJ Seiler next to, yes, you see it, Javier Milei. I mean, Cardano's had a massive impact here, a massive focus within Argentina, the recent Cardano Constitutional Convention taking place there. There's a lot of ongoing activities there. We've got the team from Palmyra. I'll be talking about them in just a minute. who are also aiming to dig deeper into the Latin American community. We've got an MOU being signed with the province of Entre Rios in Argentina as well, by the Cardano Foundation. So again, a lot of people really trying to do what they can in that particular area. And it's awesome to see JJ right next to such a powerful person right now in that particular country. We've got additional pictures here. Again, JJ with Vivek Ramaswamy, who I believe was previously a part of the Department of Government Efficiency. From what I've heard as of late, he's been removed. So it's now basically Elon running the DOGE, or the Department of Government Efficiency, by himself. Moving right on over, we've got the fact that CoinGecko recently created a Made in America crypto category for their website. And one thing that was quickly mentioned was the fact that Cardano was missing. So we've got XRP, Solana, USDC, Chainlink, Hydra, and a bunch of other meme tokens. And of course, Cardano was listed right after a lot of that criticism came straight to CoinGecko. So we've now got Cardano listed there as the fourth option here when taking a look at crypto, all made within the USA. Positive news. Now, moving right on over, we've got the fact that the Cornucopias game is coming to Las Vegas. They're excited to be playing as a part of the upcoming Hydra Doom tournament, again, which will be run by IOG with Trim Brusette and Charles Hoskinson there in person. I'm going to be reaching out to Charles to see if I can get him for an interview. If you have any questions, please leave those down below. I've got, of course, a couple of questions of my own, but it's always good to be able to get feedback here from the community there as well. So we've got the venue, again, where this is going to be taking place at the HyperX Esports Arena. I'm really looking forward to this. Again, I'm going to be live streaming some of this content here with Hydra Doom. And if the Cornucopias team is out there, why not also live stream some of their content? So definitely stay tuned for that. And I'll be hanging out with my good friend and content creator, Josh Noriega from Late Game Crypto. Now, in terms of the actual Doom Hydra tournament, I've broken this down before. If you want to find out more about it, you can head over to doom.hydra.family. They've got all the information that you need to know as it pertains to the upcoming tournament. And of course, at the end of the day, this is all really focusing on the scaling solution, which is Hydra. And so, yes, while the gaming is awesome and fun, it's actually really about the tech. And so in addition to that, I'll be trying to sit down with Trim Brusette, again, who's really helped to make a lot of this come to life, not just to talk about Hydra and Doom, but to also talk about Quantum Hosky and what we can expect with that new partner chain framework in that brand new game being led by Charles Hoskinson and Trim. Moving right on over, we've got a brief clip here showing how the minting process for USDA is going to work. So if you've missed it, I just broke this down yesterday. I'll leave the link to that video down below. But you've got USDA, a brand new fiat-backed stablecoin coming in here from Anson's, managed by Encryptus, and it's also now custodied by BitGo. So we've got somebody logging in here, verifying using two-factor authentication with an email and a passcode or a PIN phrase. You can then quickly select to mint USDA. You can connect your wallet. Again, you've got an email verification with 2FA. And I think right after that, they're basically done. So they can now select their wallet, hit continue, select the amount of USDA they want to mint, and then they can quickly check out. There's going to be a minor fee. You can see exactly what you're going to be receiving in a transaction refund. And I believe that's really it. Let's see what happens here. Again, two-factor authentication with the PIN code, and your minting is now underway. So this appears to be extremely close to launching. And what I love about this is the fact that we've got their competitor, right? Which of course, at the end of the day, we need as many options as we can get. But we've got USDM also showing as of late their minting and burning portal. So it looks like both of these stable coins will be coming to the ecosystem very soon, with the ability for retail, someone like you and I, to jump in and contribute to the TVL or to the treasury, right? Backing that particular asset, with us being able to represent our hard-earned dollars on the Cardano blockchain through USDM or USDA. As we move right along, I want to shout out the Palm Economy here. Their public sale is now live. So you can now get involved with real world assets or RWAs on Cardano. And if you're part of the first $250,000 US raised, you'll be able to get a 12% bonus on the amount of the Palm token that you contribute to for their ongoing token sale. Now, in terms of what they accept, they'll take ADA, USDM, and JED, and there's no vesting or lockups. As soon as the sale is done, you'll get your tokens and you're free to trade them as you wish. Now, moving over, if you aren't aware about exactly how their token works or some of the utility behind it, well, they've got the Palm DAO and they've got the ability to stake their Palm token. And what they'll be doing is launching three separate platforms, excuse me. The first is their Palmyra platform, which is already live, which allows for commodities and things, for example, like tea, Greek olive oil, and potentially lithium to all be sold directly to consumers. And they're also going to be launching their Palmyra Endeavor platform, as well as their Palmyra Pro platform, which all of those fees, right, will all be going back to their Palm DAO, as well as their Palm stakers. So basically, there's going to be a rebate associated with purchases made on all three of their platforms. And again, those rebate fees go back to stakers, and a portion also goes back to their DAO in order for the DAO to manage exactly how the Palm economy grows, moving forward. Now, as we get ready to wind things down here, again, we've got their bonuses. If you're participating early, you're able to get that 12% bonus. And then as more of their goal or their funding goal is raised, there's less of a bonus. So definitely make sure to jump in there if you want to go ahead and take advantage of that early on. Now, as we get ready to close out here, if you want to find out more about this actual sale, or if you want to participate, I'll leave the link to the T-1 Pro Launchpad down below. As it currently stands, they've raised 40% of their goal, with roughly around 60% left of the token allocation for their token sale. Now, as we get ready to wind things down here, we've got the Cardano Foundation partnering up with Service Plan in the Masumi network in order to tackle AI agents on Cardano. Now, I'm going to release a separate video breaking down what AI agents are, but basically it's taking AI to a whole nother level and having it basically act almost as an agent, right? Someone that's there to help you, someone that's there to answer questions. And what's amazing about the agents is that they're basically autonomous. So they're able to understand things. And as you've got more agents connecting with each other, you're able to basically do and unlock new things, all again powered by AI. So this particular revolution is moving extremely quickly, but I've jumped over to the official Masumi website here, again, breaking down exactly what they aim to do, where they talk about AI agents and the fact that they're not just tools, but autonomous entities capable of solving complex problems and making their own decisions, and exactly what they aim to do next. So it states that currently they've got agents functioning like villages, but the potential unfolds with the architecture of a mega city. So imagine multiple agents across different ecosystems that all understand or use different language learning models that are all able to sort of interconnect and basically work all together, right, to get things done or to get things figured out. So it's almost sort of like uniting, right, through Chainlink, all the different blockchains, and allowing for everybody to come in together and to really act as a unified ecosystem, except now we're just talking about AI. So a lot of additional content that's going to be coming out here about that. There's also the Talos token, or the Talos coin, which is one of the more hyped up AI agents right now on Cardano. But it sounds like with Masumi and what they're doing, they're going to be basically creating the infrastructure to host as many or new AI agents moving forward. So that'll bring us to the end here for today's video, breaking down the macro news, looking at regulations coming down, brand new forces being created within the SEC in order to tackle regulation. We've got the recent attendance of key members from IOG at the recent inauguration for Donald Trump. And then, of course, I've broken down some upcoming news there as it pertains to Palmyra, Masumi, Hydra on Doom, and of course, Cardano being listed as a crypto made in the USA. That'll do it here for this update. As always, if you find this to be helpful, please smash that thumbs up. If you want more, consider subscribing to the channel. And last but not least, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, leave those down below. That said, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next video.